House Republicans held their first full conference meeting since the stopgap funding measure was shared by two groups within the party. The plan, though, has sparked backlash from some conservatives there on Capitol Hill. House Democrats also held a meeting after sending a letter to Speaker Kevin McCarthy outlining their response to the short-term spending proposal. Our Nikole Killion joins us now from Capitol Hill with more on how both major parties are responding to this proposal. Nikole, anything for our viewers to be excited about? We know Republicans met earlier in the day, so where do things stand right now?
Well, House Republican leaders are intent on trying to move forward with this proposed short-term spending bill, a continuing resolution, or CR as it's called. This was an agreement that was brokered between the Main Street Caucus and members of the House Freedom Caucus, which would basically extend funding for the government for additional month. Also, it would cut funding across the board by about 8% for federal agencies, with the exception of the Defense Department and Veterans Affairs. And then also, it would include some border security provisions. So I had a chance to speak with the head of the House Freedom Caucus about what his message is to some of his members to try to get them on board with his package. Take a listen.
My message is what is it that you're interested in doing that you're not seeing here, and can we accommodate that? And by accommodating to that do we lose other votes to accommodate you? If we can accommodate you and keep the votes, let's accommodate you.
So basically what the chair is saying there is, look, we have a package on the table. We can either go with this or, we're going to have to deal with whatever the Senate sends over, which is probably something that we don't want to accept. So while you may not like this package that we brokered, it's better than what we would get from a Democratic-run Senate. So that's kind of the argument that's being made there. And we do know that negotiations continue to be underway with members who are opposed to this package to try to get them on board. The Speaker alluded to that earlier, saying that he is open to making changes to this package if it helps him get to that magic number of 218.
And to that point, Nikole, are Democrats' requests likely to be included in the funding bill if Republicans are desperate, I guess, at some point?
Well, right now it seems like the Speaker really wants to move forward with members of his own party, and so that's kind of what they're working on in terms of trying to coalesce them around this short-term funding package that, again, was negotiated by key factions of the Republican Party. But I asked him about the prospects of that bill. If it passes the House, what may happen to it in the Senate.
But even if you get to 218, though, is it worth all the hand-wringing? Because Leader Schumer has said this is not a serious proposal in terms of the CR.
We are one body. The Senate is another body. If they have a different idea, put their idea up, and then let's go to conference and figure out the differences. That's the way government was designed in America. But if the whole idea is that the House has to agree to whatever Schumer wants, that doesn't work.
So basically, the Speaker indicating that he's going to move forward with this Republican package, this Republican short-term CR, irrespective of what Leader Schumer has said in the Senate, which just today, the leader said that any type of package here in the House that's currently under review, that is just not going to pass the Senate, this temporary funding bill that Republicans have proposed. So again, even if we get the ball over the finish line here in this chamber, it's going to meet a dead end over in the Senate. And again, we only have about a week and a half left before we reach this funding deadline. So it really begs the question, what leaders are going to do on both sides to try to avert this shutdown before the end of the month.
In the meantime, Nikole, in the background, Congressman James Comer says the first Biden impeachment inquiry hearing will take place next week. What's new on that front?
Well, that is the new news that, the chair hopes to move forward with a hearing next week. He had indicated that he wanted to hold one this month, and now we are learning that the date of that hearing will likely be next Thursday. And he said that really this will be kind of a rehashing of some of the evidence that they have uncovered to date, kind of bringing everybody up to speed on what his committee and other Republican-led committees in the House have learned, that he hopes to potentially bring in some legal experts. He also is interested in issuing a subpoena for more bank records from Hunter Biden and others, but he is still kind of waiting for some paperwork to go through here in the House, kind of formalizing this inquiry before he can move forward on that front. But he's hopeful that he can subpoena those records soon as well.
All right, very significant. Nikole Killion, thank you very much.
You bet.